Elevator's speech it comes from, an elevator is a small space. It has a captive audience. You can't run away. Yeah? And the elevator allows you two things. Most likely nobody speaks and everybody looks at their feet. So you have even a more captive audience for you to listen. Yeah. And very few people are ready to interact in case someone does speak. Yeah. So even if somebody makes a statement, nobody else reacts. And the idea of an elevator speech is that you prepare 3 or 4 sentences in your head that really say who you are, what you stand for, what's important to you, to grab the other person's attention. This can be very handy if you are at a major conference and you're running into somebody who you really admire. This can be somebody in a restaurant when you suddenly see a politician that you think is very important. Or you find somebody else that you want to capture their attention. Yeah? Why do we need this? As scientists, as leaders, as people of influence, we need this. We need this to be ready and flowing off our tongue like nothing else, because we get in so many situations where people say, what do you do? And you want to memorize this. You want to make this really a part of yourself so that I can wake you up at any time and say, who are you? And you have these 3 or 4 sentences ready that will give the other person a real sense of what you do and who you are. And this is always serves as an introduction to us others, so it has to be good. There's no vagueness about it. Yeah? It's about you. I stand for. This is where my work makes a difference. Yeah? To this type of people or this group of professionals. Yeah. Where and when? Usually at meetings, sometimes in the grocery store, sometimes you stand waiting for something to happen in line, and you get to stand behind somebody that you really admire. And usually then the first question is, what do you do? And so most people will say their professional background. I'm a nurse, I'm a physician, I'm a veterinarian, I'm whatever. Yeah. It often doesn't matter because most likely, most people say, oh, that's nice. And that's the end of the conversation. Yeah. And you want to avoid this, that people say, oh, that's nice. But I'm not a lawyer, I don't know how to talk to you. Yeah? You just told me what your professional label is, and that's the end of it. Yeah? And you don't want this. You can turn this message around and you start, what are you passionate about? What is interesting about you? What is the thing that should capture other people's attentions? Yeah? So this person says, oh, I work with small businesses. So this might be interesting to a lawyer, this might be interesting to a banker, this might be interesting to a business owner, this might be interesting to a mayor who just stands around there and listens to you. Yeah? And irrespective of what you are, you just captured all 4 of these people's attention. Yeah? And that's exactly what you want. Our natural reaction is really this, what do you do? To answer with a label. And we don't want to have these closed conversations, because if you use labels, you close the conversation. So the other person has to really reach out and get beyond your label and say, so what is it behind that label that is interesting to you? And because you have only 30 seconds in an elevator, you want the conversation not be so difficult. You want the doors open. As I said, you want people coming this way, not you doing this. The more you give this speech, the better you will become. This is something that comes with training. As with always, if we are unfamiliar with something, we're stumbling. We get nervous. We may not say what we actually wanted to say. But these 3 or 4 sentences, write them down. Learn them by heart, so they become your second nature. So that when you talk to students about pharmacodynamics, how exciting is pharmacodynamics? Just to use an example from yesterday. If you want to reach others that come to you and say, I love that you have so much passion, and I love that sounds so exciting. So I give you an example. 3 of my nephews and nieces all became nurses. And I said to one of them, why did you become a nurse? And she said, you're the only person that I know that comes home and is excited about his work. You always, in the 30 years that I know you, has never said a nasty thing about what they do. And so that excitement is what you want to portray to others. That excitement you want to portray about the university, that excitement you want to portray about your field, that excitement you want to portray about your department. Because when people come and interview in your department, they will look, how excited are you to work there? How engaged are you with other colleagues? So all of that will come out, and it really helps to have this type of speech available. How do I craft my elevator speech? So I call it the niche market. What is it that you are doing that's unique? That makes a difference. What problems do they have that you could solve? So what is it that you are passionate about? So you allow the other person to tell you a little bit about them. And then you could see, where is this joint playing field that you could play on? What solution is the outcome? And what makes you unique? And maybe you have a little story that you want to tell about something you're engaging in the community, on the unit, in the administration, in technology, in an engineering project. Can be really exciting. As I said, 2 days ago, the Belgian embassy signed a big contract at my hotel with 3 Ugandan villages to build solar fields to bring for the first time electricity to this. That's a really great story, where you capture everybody's attention immediately. So you're bringing innovation, electricity, jobs, and a real connection between Belgium and Uganda. So that would be an awesome story.